Something awful is happening in Morefolk. By Icy Dice. Ladies and gentlemen of Morefolk, you must all be terribly confused. I've sent this message to your emails and your phones, which took quite a lot of time, so please listen to me. As you're all aware, there have been a series of murders in this town of ours. Murders that have, up until this point, had their details kept private. For the sake of investigation, as our police department puts it, the specifics of these crimes have been kept under wraps. Bullshit. All of it. It's all a load of bullshit. Our police aren't keeping this information secret for the security of the investigation. They're doing it out of cowardice. Isn't it strange that even in a small town like this, where everyone is connected, no one seems to know anything about the recent deaths? Ellie, Sasha, Claire, Jackie, all taken away from us. Yet nobody has anything to say. Do you seriously believe that the husbands of the pregnant women that were slaughtered are keeping quiet because they're too traumatized? Or perhaps they keep quiet due to some kind of non-disclosure agreement they have with the police, right? Wrong. All wrong. The police have bribed and bullied the husbands of the victims into silence. It's come to my attention through my own investigation that this goes deeper than just the police force. They're being ordered around by an agency that remains unnamed, even within the files I've managed to crack. All this is to say, this situation is much more than it seems on the surface. After finding what I've dug up, it's obvious to me why they're trying to keep the husbands quiet. You know what? Fuck that. I never trusted these damn cops. I knew something suspicious was going on. You all have a right to know the truth. Below is a leak of the transcript containing some very interesting information. The police force is going to lie to you. They're going to tell you what I am about to expose is purely fabricated. They're cowards, all of them. I dare you to look into their eyes as they lie to your face, and tell yourself that you trust them. With that being said, allow me to grant you the real truth. Start of transcript. The two people within the transcript are Detective Casper and Mr. Middleton.
Alright, the date is February 17th, and it's 8:45 a.m. My name is Detective Casper. Everything from here on out is on the record. Mr. Middleton, I appreciate your willingness to speak about what happened last night. Typically, we wouldn't handle things this way. We'd have you cleared psychologically first, and this session wouldn't occur for a while longer. Unfortunately, this isn't a conventional situation. I hope you understand.
Yeah, I do.
That being said, your voice is shaky and your eyes are still red. You okay? Can you do this right now?
Do I look okay to you? I'll be okay when that crazy bitch gets executed. You hear me?
I hear you, and I promise you, the more help you give us, the closer we'll get to delivering justice. You're doing a brave thing here today. I hope you know that.
Monster. I'm not fucking brave. I couldn't do anything to stop that goddamn monster. I'm not brave. I'm angry. I just want that thing dead.
I know. I would too. Trust me. You keep referring to the suspect in rather inhuman terms. Why is that? Was the suspect wearing a mask or some other form of concealing clothing that made them appear less human?
You aren't gonna believe me. I just know that thing couldn't have been human. It couldn't have been. It looked human, but it just wasn't.
I apologize, I've gotten ahead of myself. Let's not focus on that right now. Let's start from the very beginning. Typically, criminals of this sort tend to stalk and survey the homes of their victims. You spend time figuring out the schedules and patterns of behavior of their victims. Did you notice anything strange before this tragedy happened? Maybe a car suspiciously driving past your house repeatedly? Perhaps someone consistently looking at your property? Anything at all? No, never. Everything seemed so normal. I swear I didn't see anything like that. I understand. Thank you. I would also like to mention, if at any time you require something to drink or eat during this interview, please tell me. We'll be happy to accommodate you. I'm okay, thanks. If I put anything into my stomach, I'm afraid I'll just vomit again. My throat already hurts as it is. Understood. Once again, you're being very brave. Please stay strong for your wife. Please, call her Jackie. Sure. Do it for Jackie, okay? Yeah, for Jackie. Alright, thank you, Mr. Middleton. Now, going forward, I'm going to ask you to describe the events that happened last night. If at any point in time you feel uncomfortable, we can take a break. Do you understand? I understand. I do. Very well, let's proceed. According to your call with dispatch, the events unfolded at around 1:13 a.m. Is that correct? That's correct. Right. Now then, can you explain what exactly happened that night? I will ask you to be concise, but I will refrain from interrupting you. I'm all ears, okay? Alright. Well, Jackie and I were in bed, asleep. I remember waking up to the sound of thumping. I couldn't exactly place it, but I soon realized it was coming from underneath the bed. Jackie woke up right after that. I got out of bed and I looked at the floor. There was a fucking hand just sticking out from under the bed. It was a woman's hand. This whole time, the thumping from under the bed just continued and continued. Was there anything on the hand? Any jewelry, any identifying scarring or tattoo? No, nothing like that. It was just a pale hand. Jackie couldn't see it at the time, but she was already really freaked out by the bumping. I shouted at the person under the bed. I told him to come out. I heard a lot of shifting around, and the bumping immediately stopped. The hand stretched forward and clawed at the floor like it was dragging the rest of the body forward with it. Oh, Jesus. You alright? I can keep going. Please. I can do this. Very well. Please continue. It took a while for that thing to come all the way out. It looked like a nude woman, but it was so off. It couldn't have been human. There's no way. There's no way. What do you mean? What made it appear so inhuman to you? There was a long, stitched-up gash on her abdomen. Her eyes were so cloudy and gray, and it looked like tears were leaking out of them. She was nearly bald. Her head had only just a few short hairs sticking out of it. Oh, God, the smell. She smelled like utter shit. And the way she moved. She didn't stand up at first. She just laid there on the floor and looked up at me. You have to believe me. That thing was not human. It was something else. I'm not crazy. I swear on my life I'm telling the truth. I believe you. I do. You're doing a great job helping us now. Here, take some tissue. It's okay. You're doing great. Take your time, alright? Thank you. I appreciate it. Please continue to believe me. What I'm about to say doesn't sound real, but it is. I promise it is. I'm here for you. It's okay. Every detail matters. Okay. She opened her lips while staring at me. She didn't move her mouth or move her lips or tongue, but she just made this awful noise. It sounded like an infant crying. Just that sound coming out from her lips. It isn't natural. It isn't human. The crying sound. Like if you took a recording of an infant crying and you looped it over and over again. It was the most horrific shit I've ever heard. She didn't even move her mouth. You said it sounded as if it came from a recording? Did you happen to notice any audio playing devices on her person? No. She was completely naked. She couldn't have hidden one anywhere. That sound, it was coming from her. I understand. Please continue, if possible. What happened after that? I just froze. I couldn't move a muscle. It was like having a sleep paralysis episode. My body was stiff as a rock, and she stood up and faced Jackie. Jackie must have been so scared. She couldn't move either. She just laid in bed with a look of horror on her face. Oh, God. I should have done something, but I couldn't. I felt completely numb. It's understandable. Oftentimes we freeze up in horrifying moments. It isn't your fault. I know, but this was different. This wasn't just me freezing up in fear. It was like nothing I've ever felt before. She was standing next to Jackie, and I think I'm gonna be sick. Please, can I just take a break? Please? Of course. I'll take a 15-minute recess. You're doing your job fantastically. You deserve a break.
15 minutes pass.
Alright, we're now back in session. Mr. Middleton, are you comfortable with resuming where we left off? Yeah, I am. I still feel sick, but I have to do this. I do. That monster stood next to Jackie, and it tore into her. It just dug its horrible fingers into her stomach and began ripping and clawing and it was so awful. There was so much screaming, so much blood. Oh my God. Jackie. Our poor baby. It was supposed to be our baby. He was supposed to be alive. It was supposed to be named Jack. He was supposed to be alive and our baby, and that fucking monster just took him from us. It clawed its way inside and ripped Jackie open and tore out our child. Please, Mr. Middleton, I know you must be hurting. Please stay focused or you'll upset yourself further. What did the suspect do with the child? She tore into her own abdomen. She tore her stitches apart and opened her own abdomen, her own womb, and she forced our baby inside of her. She fucking... Oh my God. Mr. Middleton, our forensic crew didn't recover any DNA that might belong to the suspect as of yet. From the sound of it, she should have bled quite profusely inside of the room, based on your description. Wouldn't you think so? I told you. She's not fucking human. She didn't even bleed. It was like just an empty cavity in her abdomen. And she stuffed our baby in there. My wife's dead. My unborn baby is dead. You think a human could have done something like this? I think you're understandably upset by this event. I think that some details may be exaggerated or misunderstood in your head. You don't believe me, do you? Look, we are taking everything into account. We are truly trying to bring justice for you, Jackie, and Jack. We really are. We're going to consider your account going forward in our investigation. Your help is appreciated, Mr. Middleton. Fine. Believe me or don't. But mark my words. When you find that fucker responsible for this, you'll see that it's only a vicious creature. Don't try to reason with it. Don't try to arrest it. Put a bullet in its fucking skull. You understand me? Noted. Do you have anything more you'd like to add to the record? Just kill it. Alright. This marks the end of the recording at 9:27 a.m.
Funny how the official record is still being kept secret, These bastards know what they're doing. Every single interview with the husbands has consistent themes. No signs of forced entry into the home. Knocking under the bed. The man is unable to move. The description of the woman and the sounds she makes. What she does to those poor mothers and children. It's all consistent. Something horrible is happening in this town. The police and whatever agency is contracting them are all suppressing this information. I'm going to blow this whole thing wide open. I'm going to find out what's going on for the sake of our town. Know that this is not the final leak I will spread. Know that I am urging each of you to embrace the truth. Know that I am calling on each husband they try to threaten and bribe into silence to speak out. You all have a right to safety and transparency. This cannot continue. For the sake of our family and friends, Morefolk is a place of dignity. There's no room for gruesome murder and government corruption here. This will not be the last you hear of me. Signing off for now, Jay.